Well, welcome. We are running State of the Union podcast that we're going to start bringing back into the foray for the rugby community.
Looking forward to it. Should be a bit of fun to be able to get some content out there, get everybody in the community talking about some rugby. Hopefully be able to get a lot of what we're doing out into the community so you guys can all see what we're up to.
Yeah, I guess it's just a different way of doing it. You know, we've got Facebook posts and we've got Rugby Explorer and obviously all of your clubs that get information, but it's just another way to interact with all of our community. We'll look to try and have weekly podcasts for you to be able to access. But if you want to be involved, get involved. Give us some ideas. We want to interview people. We want people to come and get along and be a part.
For sure. So if there's something interesting happening at your club or someone interesting at your club that would be great to get on here and have a chat about and find out what's going on, then hit us up. Our info at rugby. What are we?
SA Rugby.
That's the one. Thanks, mate. Info at sarugby.com.au. That's who we are. That's probably a good idea. So info at sarugby.com.au. If you want to come
send an email.
Come through. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let us know what's happening.
Yeah, and on that as well, I guess we should give shout out to Dave Webb, the voice of South Australian Rugby Union. In fact, the voice of probably just about every sport.
Most South Australian sports, I think.
Dave started this a little over 12 months ago, and we're just picking up off the back of that. So thank you, Dave, and obviously Inbound Media helping us out with equipment and production and getting some things organised.
Post-production, promo, the whole lot, absolutely. So big thanks to Inbound.
I don't know how to use these things.
It was bad, actually.
We could ask Rory, but I'm not sure
he's not going to help us at all, mate. He's not going to help us even a little bit.
Thank you very much to all of those people, like anything in the rugby community, many hands it takes to get any of this stuff done, which is cool. Some events.
Yeah, what have we had so far, Pete? What have we been up to? We started off with that was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day, bit of sunshine, 36 degrees or something, was it?
Fantastic.
It was beautiful.
Music, some bevies on the beach.
There we go. Yeah. Bit of cash up for grabs for guys to get their hands on.
Juniors, seniors, women.
Oh, it was great. It was really good run around. Horrible game to play though.
For the likes of myself.
Wow.
Yes, I agree.
Wow. It was tough out there on the sand. We enjoyed it though. Good fun. Nice leveler though.
Yeah.
Because the those 50 kilo guys are like
it's not as easy to step on stand.
That was good, huh? You didn't step. I'm going to hit you anymore.
But that's going to be bigger and better next year.
Yes.
People are getting interested in it.
Absolutely.
And that's not only just players and clubs and things as well, but financial backing with other
absolutely. Some sponsors are keen to get on board, so that's going to be great. The prize money will be bigger. Opportunities of interstate teams coming down. It's going to be massive. It's going to be really good.
And what happened after the beach fires? We had something not long. Sevens, obviously.
Saw sevens with the women's. Yeah. Wow, that was a good competition. Yeah. Tightly contested right till the end.
And then third year of it.
Second year of it. Second year, I think.
Yeah. James O'Keefe there, the Romers
running that. They did a hell of a job. So Romers are getting bigger and better and stronger every year. So
much better. I think they finished mid-table last year.
Are they in Japan right now? Or
I think so. Yeah.
They're over now, aren't they? Or they're going soon anyway. Yeah. So so good luck to the Romans over in Japan. It's going to be a crack over tournament over there too. It should be a lot of fun.
And then Lizzie Sevens, the longest running sevens tournament in the Southern Hemisphere.
In the Southern Hemisphere, how's that? It was 62nd Elizabeth Sevens. So that was good.
Men's and women's there, I think, really created some atmosphere.
That was great. Good numbers out there and good crowd out there too. Just guys coming out to enjoy some rugby and have a bit of fun. So that was really good.
That probably brought us in. We had the rugby conference, obviously, for the administrators and things like that. The coaches and referees had a big session together.
Absolutely. The medical guys all did their stuff too. We had the trainers and that all do their bit with the Elastoplast as well.
Yep.
So that was good.
And got a chance with administrators and things as well. Apart from some technical difficulties and trying to show the match day app, but we're catching that up with some webinars with the last webinar actually tomorrow or Wednesday night this week.
That's good. So and then there's going to be some kind of recording of the webinar.
There'll be a recording of the webinar as well, so be able to check it out just before round one. Nothing like leaving it to Anzac Day on Thursday and then Friday, then we're into round one on Saturday. But let's just, before we get to round one, Junior Gala Day.
Wasn't that great?
Down at Burnside.
How many good little youngsters were there running around on the day?
Really good.
Awesome. Awesome.
8
So good.
a.m. start through rugby all day, right the way through to about 5:30.
We were at that dispensation tent with the teenies on the seatbelt field up the back there, and shit, wasn't that great? I love seeing the little ones running around, getting stuck in. It was really so good. Some of them, I reckon, the ball's almost as big as they are. It's like it was brilliant. So good. So good.
And I mean that's really important. And that day, I guess, it was a key focus for us that it was a non-competition day. It wasn't for points, it wasn't for money, it wasn't for any of that. It was simply to get all of our juniors out there having a run and getting involved and being part of it, which is really a theme for the year.
Absolutely, isn't it? I mean, that's what we want. We are community rugby, aren't we? We're not playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're not playing for any dollars, actually, are we?
No.
I mean, so at the end of the day, it's all about us getting out there, having fun, living to the values of rugby union.
Yeah.
Obviously, really important. And what are those values of rugby union, Pete? 5 of them?
Yeah, there is the 5.
How are we doing?
I couldn't give it to you.
How are we doing? Give it a crack, mate. Give it a crack.
Integrity.
Integrity is a good one. Yeah, that's it.
Respect.
Yes.
I'm going to go with leadership. No, teamwork.
Teamwork, that's the one, yeah.
And I can't think of the 5th one.
Passion.
Passion.
Yes,
Yeah,
passion. That's it. So that's a 5. Yeah, good job, actually. Yeah,
No, it's not too bad.
I mean, it only took an hour and a half for me to get everybody to come up with those 5 at Junior Gala Day.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly.
Nah, it's good. And we've got our own version of that for Rugby in South Australia coming out this season, are we?
We do, yeah.
Awesome.
Really theming, I guess, a lot of our communications and I guess just our language around that respect element of those 5 values, right? And particularly, in kind of 3 pillars, but one being first and foremost for our match officials, which extends far beyond our referees. The referee is obviously a key component. We can't play rugby nor facilitate rugby without a referee there. So really important for them. And in fact, we had 4 brand new referees do their first matches at Junior Gala.
How good is that?
First ones, and 13 new referees signing up for Referees Association this year.
Brilliant.
Going through their development, being coached from the sidelines, having education.
So important, those new numbers. I mean, I know we, as players, often there's a negative feeling around referees and whatever, and I'm sure we'll have some stuff to do with that on this podcast, actually. Come referee round. But so important that we understand how important those people are in our game and the need to have 13 new referees in a year. That's great. So good job.
The single biggest detractor from somebody who's even thinking about being a referee, what do you reckon it would be?
Oh, mate, the attitude of people
Some
to
pelican on the sideline gobbing off to a referee. Because we all know, as a player, as a coach, as a spectator, doesn't matter how loud you yell or how right you might be in your interpretation of the law, it's not going to change the game. And in fact, if you're focusing on the referee, missing a great game of rugby.
You are, absolutely. I mean, and the thing is, like, you're looking at, you got 30 players out there, right, who are all giving their best. Referee's out there giving his best too.
Absolutely.
Or
her best.
Or her best, absolutely. Sorry, yeah, referee, her best, yes, absolutely, of course. But no, this is really important, is that we're not all going to have our best game every weekend.
Yep.
As a player, as a referee, as a coach.
Yep.
I mean, every session isn't a great session that everybody walks away from inspired. We keep trying and we try and get better. We don't go and scream at our players if they make a mistake. So why are we doing this to referees?
Yeah.
So
and that's not to say it's not to say you can't give feedback. Feedback's obviously important, and and asking questions in the right way, very appropriate to do. But the sideline hollering, especially when it's particularly negative or abusive or anything, is unnecessary.
Also really important that people understand that there is a game management guidelines.
Oh, yeah.
And that some laws do vary from year to year.
Yeah.
And sometimes having something to say from the sideline can actually make you look, well, I mean, it always makes you look like an idiot, but also, it makes you look uneducated in what's going on. It can be it is rather embarrassing always, but can be even further embarrassing when the things you've tried to shout at a referee are completely unfounded. And
let's face it, I mean, everyone's a role model in this game as well. As soon as you set that standard in front of your team or in front of your club or spectators, then other people think that either you're well off the point and not part of what we're about, or well, maybe that's okay for us to do, so I'm going to chime in and I'll do it next time as well. So look, I mean, I think arguably in South Australia we're not too bad at it, comparing ourselves particularly with a lot of other sports and things as well.
We do see it a lot in other sports, but
But being not too bad, is it good enough? We want to be excellent.
Absolutely. We want to be the best at it around. We want to have places where referees are happy to go and do in fact excited to go and do their job because they feel supported and respected.
And equally, I mean, I know we've talked a lot about the referees, but the other match officials like your coaches and your administrators and your registrars and your volunteers working in the canteen and things like that. This respect element, saying your please and thank yous and all that sort of stuff goes a really long way in the type of atmosphere that you can create. Particularly if you're a new parent to a club and you see little 10-year-olds and stuff like that. Thanks very much for my burger or something. It sets the standard.
Such a big difference, and feeling appreciated means you're going to end up with more of those anyway.
Absolutely,
Cool. So tell us more about the campaigns coming out there, Pete.
Yeah. So there's the respect of the officials and things as well. Also, we've got inclusion. Inclusion a big part as well. So, part of being front and centre in rugby, and we've seen a massive influx and uptake in women's rugby, which is part of the inclusive nature of rugby. But it's inclusion from race, religion, sexual preferences, all of those sorts of things. Rugby is a game for everyone. That is a global game that you can take from Australia to another country. Heaven knows we've got so many people from other countries who are playing here, with us in South Australia as well, and that's just part of that multicultural nature. And if we pivot that on respect, that while you may not share the same, innate values that somebody has at home, we can respect them and we can include them in what we're about.
Absolutely. So, and that's so important about our game, isn't it? Is you and I can believe something completely different, but on any given point at any given training or match day or game day or whatever it is, we're on the same team, and we everything that we don't agree on, we set aside because we're equals on the field.
Yeah, and you're working towards that common goal.
Absolutely.
And no one person is better than the team, right?
So important that a team culture and an organizational culture like we have that is so great, values based, is adhered to by everybody. We don't want any kind of feeling that people aren't welcome or won't be accepted in any way. It's just not acceptable.
And that last pillar, so we've had respect for all of our match officials and respect in terms of inclusion and the atmosphere that we want to create. But it's that respect for each other and looking out for each other. It's not just in your own team or on your own in your own club necessarily, but also your opposition clubs. But your family and atmosphere around you. We had a number of clubs. When I say a number, there were 3 or 4 clubs towards the back end of last year. We had some really tragic circumstances, occur with some of their members, and they're working through that. And so, having part of the forefront of mind is, just checking in on people's well-being and making sure that they are feeling included, or if they're not, then what can we as a community do different?
Really important to touch on that to everybody is listening at home. Is we do have
Pastor?
Yes, we do have Ross Fairbank, who's available. I know we've engaged him a number of times already this year actually to come out and get involved. So if anybody's I know there's a lot of clubs that work with the Are You OK and
Beyond Blue
and all that kind of stuff. But if there's anybody who ever needs anything, really, really important, please contact us straight away. We do have people who can come out and help out.
And on that as well, Ross doesn't work for us, so Ross doesn't come out to have a conversation and then give feedback to us. Ross is a contact that we know that we can access and we can provide that as a service.
They're an organisation called Sports Chaplaincy.
Yep.
And they although they're affiliated, none of that comes back to us. It's all confidential and whatever happens. So that's really important, and it's support that we want out in the community, because we don't want to hear of any more tragic circumstances around any of our.
And in terms of on the pitch, there's nothing better than putting great shot on you, mate, when I'm playing against you, and then picking you back up with a smile on my face and saying, "I'll see you the next time, mate." But it's part of looking after each other.
Or even, you know what, you owe me one in the clubhouse.
Correct,
Exactly right. I mean, we've all got mates at the other clubs, and so good to be able to just get stuck in and make a hit, or have a chirp, or have a catch up here and there, whether it's a breakdown or a line out or just, lying at the bottom of a ruck, just wasting some time, if you will. Not that I ever did.
Gosh. Otherwise, I'll see you on the wing, mate. You know, seagulling out wide. Oh, look, you know. So I mean, so that was from Junior Scala Day, and that's obviously our big campaign piece for this year is around this notion of respect and bringing that. I think everyone really understands it in rugby circles, but it's bringing that back to the forefront of mind, back into our conversation, and as peers, you're pulling people up on it. Hey, shut up. No, that's not on this. That's not what
absolutely. We're and that was launched at our season launch, wasn't it? That,
it was.
Initial thing.
It was.
Down at Cooper's Ale House.
Yeah, wonderful sponsor of ours.
Came Raylene Castle.
Yeah. CE of Rugby Australia.
CE Rugby Australia. Yes. It's nice to be able to get that kind of recognition, and big shout out to Rugby Australia. And Cam Trudell came down as well.
Yeah, head of community rugby. Yeah.
So fantastic to have just those kinds of people coming out to give their time to us in South Australia.
I thought Raylene was excellent in her review strategically of where Rugby Australia is at and what's happening in that sense, but personalised it to a community platform and things for us as well, and ultimate professional in terms of the questioning and things like that as well.
Absolutely. I think Auntie Ray Ray speaks really well. Auntie Ray Ray does, and really relates well. I think she's got a lot of what she said, obviously for people who weren't there, very focused on community and on inclusion, on all our values, and on getting things right at a grassroots level where we function.
And one of the things that struck me as odd and really interested in the feedback on this sort of point as well is that in some of the questions that were being asked, centered around a theme of what is Rugby Australia going to do for XYZ? What is RA going to do for South Australian rugby? And I think our conversation needs to shift from that into what are we going to do for ourselves, and demonstrate that to Rugby Australia. Say, hey, look, we want to do this. Can you come and help us?
Absolutely. Very Abraham Lincoln of you there, Pete. Ask not what I can do. Yeah, that's it. But absolutely. I mean, we can't sit back and say, hey, Rugby Australia, send us this, send us that. But if we put things in place, and I mean, we're very lucky in the fact that we have. I mean, the NRC2 essentially was a rugby union South Australia created event, and Rugby Australia have got behind it. Similar thing with some junior competitions we've had. Rugby Australia getting behind it. I know that you've had some big wins around not competition stuff, development stuff. That you've gone to them with ideas around how we can get more development officers out there, and they've been brilliant about getting on board and really helping projects that we want to get happen. So if anybody's got a great idea about a project that could help grow rugby in South Australia, let's get around a table, have a talk.
Absolutely, and we can't. I mean, obviously, we can't do everything, right? I mean, there's so many hours in a day and so many people who can do it, right? But we should be open to receiving what are the ideas and where are our pinch points. And what can we do to relieve those? And that's where we need to be focusing efforts. So that was really cool. I thought season launch went excellently. Geez, some good video content and stuff like that. The launch video that Spacequake had put together for us as well.
Great for the live stream that's happening. Absolutely. That was great.
Each of the senior men and senior women's having a representative spot in that.
That's it.
And you with your
I think we need to talk about
it. Come on, guys, get this camera out of my face. It's a paparazzi thing, isn't it?
Oh, man, honestly, if the camera would just leave me alone, I'd be so happy.
So that's cool. And then I guess that really brings us into round one.
Oh, it's happening already, isn't it? Before we know it, we're going to be deep into it. But how exciting! Anzac round always a big highlight. I mean, not being Australian, Anzac round was my first introduction to what Anzacs are and what Anzac Day was all about and who the Anzacs were and all this kind of stuff. And that was through an Anzac Day game at Old Collegians. Yeah. So. Fantastic initiative, fantastic day out. It'll be, I know everybody's playing Saturday, but obviously that Anzac day, that game of the round has a lot of importance.
It's a little later. I think it's a 4:30 kickoff. That Anzac match. Down at Brighton. So that should be a good one.
That'll be good. So the rest of us can all play our game and still be able to.
That'll be
watch it on the live stream.
Brighton Burnside is the rematch of the grand final. We've got Old Coles and Onkaparinga who are playing down at Onkers as well. So I think
that should be a great
heavy match as well.
I know Old Coles are they've got some legs this year, so
well they demonstrated that at Lizzie Sevens, didn't they?
So that'll be really exciting to see. Always tough to go to Onkers though, all the way down south, and it's as warm and welcoming as it is off the pitch, is I think as cold and harsh as it is on the pitch when you go to play Onkers. So that's going to be that'll be a humdinger. Absolutely.
Souths are hosting Elizabeth.
Yeah, we're going to Souths this weekend, so that'll be good. Looking forward to that. New coach at Souths.
Yes. New coach at Onkaparinga as well, actually.
New coach at Onkaparinga as well, absolutely.
Yeah.
So a bunch of new faces to get to know this season and catch up with after games. Talk about how we can help out and how they can help, as you said, how they can help out, what ideas they may have.
Looks like Barossa Rams are making the trip to Adelaide University.
All right, they're going on to Wait.
Yes,
Excellent. That should be
with Adelaide
a good one.
Having the women's team this year, so Barossa Women's will be playing with the rest of their club on that away game as well.
Fantastic. That'll be a full day then. That's really exciting.
And then it's the local derby for Port Woodville in that match as well. For the senior men's.
They play for a trophy with that.
They are, and you put me on the spot.
I wondered if you were dancing around it there for a reason, but that's all right, no problem, mate.
But that's okay. Yeah, so I mean that's always a good hit out to get that one underway. So I think some exciting rugby this weekend. It should be some pretty close matches between those
we missed
clubs.
One. Who's? No, we haven't. I was about to say who's Burnside playing, but they're in the Anzac game. So that's going to be.
And I think Torrens have picked up the bye for this weekend. So
in the third grade.
Yeah, so they'll be picking up their first match next week.
Oh right, that saves them a bit. Important actually. First round, coming around to some education stuff. Smart Rugby.
Tell me about
Smart Rugby. So really important, the coach audit around Smart Rugby is that we need all our coaches to be Smart Rugby accredited. After the report, safety review report, obviously massive output on rugby safety now, and obviously Smart Rugby being our safety program. Really important that we need every coach in South Australia so Smart Rugby qualified before round one. If not,
when's round one?
It's this weekend.
So before this weekend.
What's the date? 27th.
Yeah.
27th of April. If you're not Smart Rugby by Saturday, then your team forfeits their match. So
I don't want to have to go and tell the competition management team at Rugby SA, because I know they can be, really hairy bunch.
The thing is, it's really difficult for us from that perspective to be able to go out and say, hey guys, sorry, we know you won. A crackover game 27-19. But we're taking the points from you because
technicality.
It takes 30 minutes to do your Smart Rugby.
But equally, fundamentally important for the safety of our players and things involved. And not only, I've got the piece of paper and let's ignore it, but implementing what you learn in that program, it's the Mayday protocols, it's the correct tackling and scrummaging techniques and things like that as a really baseline.
Absolutely. Blue card, understanding the purpose of blue card, not just it's not just something for a referee to get rid of players off the park. No. It's a real safety concern that we worry about. So obviously, these are protocols we want to put in place. There's also some really interesting coaching stuff in there around, line out, scrum, body shape, all that kind of stuff. That's really interesting to implement at the coaching level. So
good. So that's going to be done by Saturday.
Otherwise it's got to be big stick time, mate.
Yeah, exactly. And then so then the other piece around that as well. So all of our coaches need to have that base level of qualification, and there's other qualifications obviously that come with it too. But before anyone can even step foot on a field, what are they got to do?
Get their app up, mate. Where's that at? You got your app?
You need to register.
Rugby
registration is 100%. Oh my god! So
Rugby Explorer,
Rugby Explorer app. So I did some quick reporting earlier on today. We've got around about 2/3 of our juniors that are all registered, and that was probably off the back of Junior Gala Day, people getting themselves involved and things like that there. About 1/3 of seniors, as of today, have registered for the season. Now, look, I know, seniors like to leave it to the last minute and look, I'll pay when I need to and all that sort of stuff, which is great, but you don't want to get stuck in, I don't have enough money on my credit card, or, Zip Pay didn't give me a credit that I needed on that Zip Pay account, or whatever it is. Get registered.
Also really important that everybody knows that you can use Zip Pay to sort of afterpay.
Yeah.
This year. I mean, how good's that to be able to have
Totally
that
easy.
opportunity to dip in and not have to pay your full. I mean, I know some clubs are up over $350, and to take that as a hit at once is a big ask.
Yeah.
So
Especially if you've got 2 kids or 3 kids that are playing as well.
Oh,
and, all that
suddenly,
stuff.
you're looking at a lot more. Yeah. So nice to be able to have that facility this year through Rugby Explorer to be able to pay that off on time.
Yeah.
So
So download Rugby Explorer app. Go and get it from your app store. It's available for Android on Google Play. It's available in iTunes for Apple devices. Get it. Go and register yourself. The great thing about that Rugby Explorer app is that then you can follow your club as well as registering. You can follow your club. You can see the draw. You can see the team sheets for the lineup that you've got. You can see the ladders and the outputs. You can see the Facebook feed for that particular club.
you can track
So much stuff.
you can track your scoring live as well, can't you? So if you're away somewhere during match day, you can keep up with your team live with their scoring and watching what's happening and who's scored and all that kind of stuff.
So get that. If you don't, for some reason, have a smartphone, which I know some people don't, which is fine, you can also register online by going to myaccount.rugby.com.
Oh, right, okay.
And you can do your registration.
Oh, excellent.
You can't
I
see
didn't know
draws
that.
or fixtures or anything like that as well, but there is a platform there to do it. If you haven't registered, you don't know how to do it, go and see your club person or get in contact with your club administrators now before you try and take the field on Saturday, because your team manager won't be able to select you on a team sheet unless you're registered.
And then there's going to be problems. On that one though, if you don't have a smartphone, you can always go to our brand new website.
Yeah.
Go and check out the draw and the
Absolutely.
ladders, and
Yeah.
it's a really good layout too. It's a hell of a lot of fun. So if you haven't yet, rugbysa.com.au.
Yeah, or sarugby.com.au. Both of them work.
Both work. So pick one and go have a look. It's really
It's snazzy. Rose has done a lot of work on that
with
the guys at
hours and
RBAU
hours.
as well.
Hass up there he's done a great job.
But really good content on that, and that's a one-stop place to get not only your Rugby Australia policies, procedures, and stuff like that from an admin perspective, but also our Rugby SA comp rules and our local policies and things from an admin perspective. But there's lots of other content on there.
No
as
idea
well.
what you just said, mate. I just stopped listening, but that's
Including this podcast, that'll be up there. We'll have videos, we'll have live round stuff, we'll have highlights.
Is this stuff going to go on there?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
there forever. Okay, fair enough. Well, what can we do?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
So I think that's about us. So we got get our registrations, get round one under the belt.
That's
and,
it.
Geez, there's an exciting...
Other than that, happy Easter, mate.
Yeah, happy
Huh?
Easter.
How was the Easter weekend? Pretty good.
Yeah. Quiet.
Bit
But
of-
bank time with the family, so I can withdraw that through rugby season,
Awesome.
right?
It's good to see you found all your Easter eggs though, mate. So it's good.
Setup was coming.
Oh, I had to go there. But no, good. Coming, it'll be good. Looking forward to putting a shot on that. When do I get to play?
I'm gonna leave now.
Sometime this weekend.
Hey?
No, not this weekend.
No,
Sometime.
we're not playing this weekend.
Still a while before we see each other on the field.
3 weeks, I think, or maybe next week. I can't remember.
That'll be good fun. Hopefully, I won't get carded for waving at you this year.
Yeah, well, hey, look.
Just don't squeal when you get.
Hey, come on, ball was passed on the other side of that rock, mate. Late tackle. Look, keep talking. I'm going to tell you exactly when we are playing. Cause,
There you go. There we go. Just get pull up the Rugby Explorer app and have a look. See
Where is
how it
our
goes.
competition
Is it
fixtures
even there?
rounds?
Is it there?
What do you mean? Is it there? Oh, sorry.
Are you going to play that weekend?
I'm on Super Rugby, right? So I figured we're not playing Super Rugby, are we?
Not us, mate. Not yet.
Do I have to get reserve grade for you? You're probably playing reserve.
Probably reserve.
Okay.
Something like that.
Looks
We don't have a
like-
third, so I can at least make a second grade.
Yeah, exactly. You're playing reserves by default.
That's how it is, mate. Everybody gets a game if they come to practice.
Oh, yeah, where are we playing? This is taking long.
You
Oh,
got
yeah,
it?
third. Round
There we
three.
go. Let's find it.
Round 3. 11th of May. Put it in your calendars now.
11 May.
Yeah,
Right.
round 3.
That's it.
All right. Thanks
It'll
very
be
much.
fun. Awesome.
Great.
Thanks for having us, guys. And
See you the next one.
See you next one. Absolutely.